mostly everything I've learned was just based off of seeing somebody else do it.
Man. Shout out to Slinky Josh, really pushing the Slinky metagame forward. What do you do with your life when you are not slinkying?
Yeah, dude, I fuck around with just more than just slinkies too. I juggle, I have poi, I do a bunch of stuff.
No, this guy's sick. Hello?
Hey, yo, what's up?
Hey, who is this?
This is Marco. I'm guessing this is Gecko.
Yes, sir. Have we ever spoken before, Marco?
We actually have at the Salt Lake City show. I'm the Slinky guy.
Oh, you're the fucking Slinky guy!
Yes, I am.
Oh my god! Wait. We've never spoken on this We've never spoken on the podcast before, though, right?
No, never on the phone. Just that one time.
Oh my god! All right, so I'm gonna give some context to the people listening. So you know, as some of you probably know, I do live show versions of this show where I bring folks up from the audience and we do little interviews and whatnot. And I did a show a few months ago in Salt Lake City. Shout out Wise Guys Comedy Club. And, you know, every once in a while, the way the show works is that, like, people text me with, like, beforehand with, like, things that they want to talk about. And I'll, like, write down, like, 5 of the texts that I get and I'll call people up. And I'll usually pick, like, one kind of serious one kind of silly one, and then sometimes somebody will text me something that is kind of just like kind of boring, but and I'm like fuck it, let's see what this is. And usually those end up being the best ones. Like I think in Louisville, Kentucky, somebody texted me and they were like, I sell Oreos for a living, and that guy ended up being the most fun. And then in Salt Lake City, someone texted me saying, I like to play with slinkies. Or it was something like that, right?
I know exactly what I said. I said, I brought a slinky and I'm ready to talk.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, I brought a slinky and I'm ready to talk. I saw that and I was like, this is stupid. Let's do this. And then you came up and I thought you were just going to bring a slinky on stage and fuck around with it. And then this fucking guy who we're on the phone with right now, he busts out these, like, insane slinky dance moves. Like, I didn't know that you could be good at slinky. And this dude is, like, fucking, I cannot even with words describe what you were doing with this slinky. Like, you were making all these, it's like you were making fucking constellations in the sky with it or something. I don't even know how to describe it, but yeah, you really brought the house down with that slinky act. That was very impressive.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate all those good words, dude. It makes me feel good. Makes me appreciate it.
Yeah, that was super cool. So, and then I asked you, and then here's what really got me is I asked you a bunch of questions. I was like, have you ever like busked? Have you ever like, do you like make slinky videos on the internet or something? And the way you responded is you were like, I don't do this. You're basically like, I don't do this shit for clout or money, all right? I do it for the love of the slinky game. I was like, damn, I have so much respect for this fucking guy.
Yeah, dude. At most, I post like 1 or 2 videos like every 2 months when I'm finally feeling it. Otherwise, I just feel demotivated. I'm like, I'm just a dude who likes to play with fucking slinky.
I wish you did, though, because I want to tell, like, if someone's listening to this, where can I point them in the direction? Because I can't. Words don't do justice to what you can do with a slinky. How can I, like, if someone's listening to this and they're like, I want to see what this guy's really made of, can they listen? Can they find you anywhere?
Yeah, I actually have an Instagram. It's Blotter Fried. BLOTTER Fried.
BLOTTER Fried.
Yep, that's me.
And you do your slinky tricks on there?
Yeah, dude, I fuck around with just more than just slinkies, too. I juggle, I have poi, I do a bunch of stuff.
No, this guy's sick. Definitely, as somebody who has seen his slinky prowess in action, I recommend checking out his Instagram. Well, cool, man. I'm glad we got to... I kind of forget what we talked about on stage, so actually this is good. How'd you get into doing the slinky thing?
I saw some dude on Instagram just fucking around with slinky. Shout out Slinky Josh. I just saw him doing it, and I had the mentality of monkey see, monkey do. So I ordered one, and I took like the few months that it took to actually learn it. I've actually realized something about myself. It's not hard for me to learn something hands-on. So I was surprised how easy it was to learn. But Slinky Josh was the main guy, and then I found some other like Korean guys on Instagram as well who like would just set up shop outside and do all these crazy fucking slinky tricks. And yeah, mostly everything I've learned was just based off of seeing somebody else doing it and being like, I want to do that. I just want to do that. It looks cool.
Man, shout out to Slinky Josh, really pushing the Slinky metagame forward. That's cool.
For real, dude.
What do you do with your life when you are not slinkying?
I'm mostly hanging out with my buddies, nerding, geeking out, playing Magic. I work at a pizza shop. I fucking spin pizzas and shit too. That's one of my other talents.
Wow. Damn, so you're really just like a sleight of hand guy. Are you spinning the pizzas and throwing them up and catching them and all that shit?
Yeah, dude, I do all that shit. My coworkers, like, they kind of become desensitized to it, but like new people who get hired, they'll see me do that shit and they're like, whoa, what the fuck? And then everybody's just like, yeah, he does that.
Do you enjoy your job at the pizza shop?
When it's slow and easy, I do enjoy it, but when you're getting bombarded with like 8 different tickets and you have this big order of like 7 extra large pizzas and you have somebody breathing down your neck saying that you're taking too long, it kind of sucks, but the people there make it worth it.
Dude, I really, and I mean this so much. I do remember when I was talking to you on stage, I do remember thinking like, I don't know what it is about this guy, but he seems as though he has life figured out. Do you agree with me? Do you feel that way? Something about just I don't know. You just seem as though obviously nobody's life is perfect, and of course, sometimes work sucks and sometimes life sucks, and that's just going to be a constant for every human being that has ever lived, currently lives, or will ever live. But you just seem like you got it figured out. I don't know what it is. Do you agree with this?
There are days where I like to believe I do, but I completely don't think I have it figured out. But then when you have so many people around you telling you like, dude, you got something, like you're different, like you've got something figured out that the rest of us don't. It's kind of hard not to believe.
Dude, is that true? Do a lot of other people around you tell you that you have life figured out? Yeah,
and I believe them. I believe them more than I believe myself. So whenever I figure that I don't and I'm doing shit, I just kind of think back to them and like gets me emotional. But yeah, just knowing that my buddies and my family just tell me that I got it figured out makes me believe that I do. Even though in my head I don't feel like I do, everybody telling me I do, I believe them more so than I do believe myself.
Why do you think so many people have told you that you have it figured out?
Just because of what I do, the self-discipline I have on myself, everything I've learned, and just like you said, everybody has shit that they're going through. The trauma that I've had in my life made me who I am today, and like I just kind of feel like through it all, after talking to so many people about their problems and mine, I just kind of figured out like something mentally inside of me just knows how it works now. I don't know how to put it into words other than like I just kind of know instinctively what to do in a situation or how to feel. I know how to cope with my emotions better. A lot of people come to me for advice when it's something really, really hard to deal with, because I'm a very level-headed guy. I'll say what I want to say when I say it, and people enjoy that about me. I don't try and sugarcoat anything. So when somebody tells me this, I tell them they're acting stupid and they shouldn't do it. And then they respect me for that, because not a lot of people tell them up front that, hey, you're kind of being dumb. Don't do that.
What, you don't have to talk about it, but like, can I, what's the dark backstory of the Slinky guy?
Oh, man. I won't get too specific with people because it's other people's problems that.
That's okay. You don't have to. You don't. Here's the thing. You actually don't have. You don't have to actually give me the answer. I just wanted to say. I only asked you that question, not even because I really needed you to tell me the answer, but I just wanted to say the phrase, the dark backstory of the Slinky guy. So if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine.
No, dude, I'll give the backstory. A lot of people I grew up with and are very close with kind of gotten taken advantage of as kids, you know, not the good stuff, very, very horrible stuff. And talking to them about it, kind of gave me a different perspective on life. There's that. And I have people all around me with these sort of diseases and stuff. And it's hard to see them worry about their lives because I worry about them too. I know people with cerebral palsy. I can't say it. I suck at talking. But talking to them and just hearing their thoughts about how they have a time limit and that time limit's way shorter than mine really pushed me to just learn a lot more. And I also have buddies, my closest friends. I fucking love them so much because we just all trauma bond. Hearing about how they had to deal with abusive relationships with their parents, or hearing how dad was never around to love them as much, and now he's trying to get back into their lives and all this stuff, made me realize how much I had it kind of good, even though there was a lot going on that wasn't very good. It wasn't. It's one of those things where I talked to a lot of people about their problems and realized it's a lot. There's a lot more to life than just kind of dwelling on the past, because they go through it and they fucking make themselves the best person they can be, and it just encourages me so much more. Right.
Yeah. It is. It is I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and when you really think about it, for most, I mean, you know, setting aside even just examples that, you know, you and I may have gleaned from, you know, our anecdotal personal lives, or, you know, stuff I've seen, you know, or listened to from this show, or just in general, it's most people that have ever lived, life has been horrible, you know? So,
oh yeah.
So just that's kind of the perspective I'm trying to have, is for most people, life is horrible. And for most of the people that have ever lived, life has been kind of shitty. So if you're able to live, you know, if you're lucky enough to live even in a brief moment of not horribleness, you know, you're kind of killing it.
Yeah. That's what I tell my buddies. Lately, I've been trying to, you know, enjoy the little things. I'll always just kind of be in a horrible mindset because shit happens, but being able to show off my Slinky skills and get a simple smile or a, hey dude, that's fucking awesome, keep it up. It keeps me going, and it kind of really thins out the bad that's happened in my life. Makes me feel better about the day.
What's your ultimate dream, Mr. Slinky man? What's the goal, or are you just kind of living life day by day?
My end goal in life is to just become a DJ or some sort of influencer with my juggling skills, because like you said, I have people all around me telling me I know something, and if I could push that agenda to somebody else and get them out of the hole that they're in, that'll be enough for me. But if I could get it the way I wanted, I'd be a top DJ playing rhythm or fucking dubstep at some sort of big excision show or something. But you know, as of right now, I just live day by day.
I have a buddy who he got popular on TikTok for giving life advice while he chops vegetables. And I feel like you could do something like that, except instead of chopping vegetables, you're doing Slinky tricks.
Yeah,
I would subscribe. I would subscribe. I would love to hear. Oh yeah, I would love to hear your observations as you do your crazy slinky tricks. They're cool slinky tricks. I'll keep hyping them up.
Oh, dude, I love it when people hype me up, especially you, Geck. That's a top tier thing for me. When I went to your show and like did all that in front of you, and how much you like loved it, it made my whole entire year, dude.
No, that was sick. That was a cool fucking moment. Because it just took me by so surprise. I picked it because I thought it was gonna be funny how boring it was, that you were just like had nothing to talk about and were just like gonna fuck around with a slinky. I didn't realize you had a whole circus act planned. But that rocks, man. That rocks. So, well, let's see, man. Well, I'm glad we got to reunite.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or say to the people of the computer before we go?
Well, I do want to hurry and tell you this about that whole entire thing. The way I got into that show was I used my brother's ID because I'm only 20 and that shit was 21 plus.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Well,
yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest because I thought that was pretty funny. I go to a lot of raves using my brother's ID. I don't ever drink or any of that. I just like to go to shows.
Well, I don't want to get the venue in trouble, so I'm gonna pretend like you didn't say that.
I never said it.
But anyway, well, thanks for coming, man. Good luck. I think you'll. I'm not worried about you. I think you'll continue to live a good life. Thank
you, Geck. And to end it off, fucking pirate Adobe products. Fuck them.
Give me one. Give me what's the Instagram again where people can look at your slinky shit?
Blotter Fried. BLOTTERFRIED.
Beautiful. Take care, Slinky boy.
Yes, you too, Geck. Bye-bye.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, what is your name?
My name is, I think I said Vivablix.
Vivablix?
Yeah, it's an edgy teenage gamer tag that I decided to stick with.
Very cool. Very cool, Vivablix. That is a cool gamer tag. I like that one. When I was a kid, my gamer tag was Red Trex or something like that.
Significantly less cool. Yeah, Vivablix is vampires that suck life rather than blood, like vitality, youth out of someone. And I played a lot of like campy, shitty Smash Bros in my youth, so I was like, I'm gonna be Vivablix. That sounds sick.
Vivablix. Well, Vivablix, what's going on? What brings you to this show today?
Yeah, Geck. So I mean, I find myself at a crossroads in life, to be honest with you.
Go ahead.
I feel like I've always kind of done what people, not necessarily what people have told me, but I've always taken advice very seriously. And it's led me to a pretty sweet spot. I mean, I'm married to the love of my life.
Oh, cool.
I'm in my mid to late 20s, and I own a home, which I was told I would never do. You know, all these awesome things. But I've kind of been given a decision to either keep doing that and potentially being more and more happy, or doing something I've wanted to do for a really, really long time. So I guess that decision comes down to I've always wanted to move abroad, specifically to Spain, ideally. I work in the wine business, so Spain has always seemed very attractive to me as a place to move. And a friend of mine in a small town where I'm currently living doing the wine thing in the United States is selling a bunch of his sheep. So my options, it seems, are to stay where I am on property that I own and become a sheep farmer, which I never thought I'd say in my entire life, or follow my dreams and move abroad and kind of ignore the advice that people have tried to give me up to this point.
Wow. You know, by the way, can I just say this? And I'm not saying this to be mean, but I think I had a different idea of what your life might be like by the fact that you called in using your gamer tag. And I'm pleasantly surprised to hear that it's way cooler than I thought it would be.
Well, I am pleasantly surprised that it is that as well, I suppose.
You've got a cool thing going on, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So
It's one of those
let's
things
say-
where it feels hard to complain about because it's like I have two cool sounding options, but unfortunately they are still mutually exclusive options.
So let me understand this. You work in the wine business. Your friend is selling their sheep, and you can either buy your friend's sheep and become a fucking sheep guy where you live. What, you have like land? Where are you keeping these sheep?
Yeah, it's not a whole lot. I live in Texas, so I mean, there's plenty of land out here. It's like 5 acres, so I mean, it's not like 100-acre ranch or anything crazy, but it's enough to like, you know, get some homestead exemptions on taxes going and all that cool stuff, and keep doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like, yeah, I can't buy a flock or a herd, or I guess, yeah, a flock of sheep and then immediately move abroad. Like those aren't, you know, you can't do both at once.
It's enough for a couple of sheep.
Yeah. It's definitely, I think they say like you can keep up to like 8 sheep per acre. So I could have, you know, quite enough sheep that I would be up to my neck in sheep.
Where would you move abroad to?
I've looked at Spain, Argentina, or Chile.
Cool.
My wife is Hispanic and is fluent. I'm currently trying to attain fluency. In Texas, it's pretty easy because we're on the south side, so like everybody around me primarily speaks Spanish. But yeah, I don't know.
And what, you would just move and rent out your house?
Probably rent, if not sell. I know I was looking into like citizenship in Spain, and apparently they're one of the few countries that don't allow dual citizenship. So if we were to go there, we would have to renounce our U.S. citizenship, which that part's a little scary, I'll be honest, just because, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, rent or sell. I got family that plan on staying here in the meantime. So, I mean, worst case scenario, I tell my mom, congratulations, you can retire and just live on this property out here and whatever.
It's awesome. Wow, that's pretty cool. Have you spent much time... well, okay, first of all, okay, have you ever been to Chile, Argentina, or Spain?
I've been to Argentina, and I've spent quite a bit of time in Mexico, because that's where my wife's family is from. And her mom is definitely, their family is like highfalutin Mexico City Mexican. They're like, yes, Española, and talking about like the la limpieza de sangre, the cleansing of the blood, and how they wish they were whiter than they were, and all this crazy Spanish shit. So, I mean, they're kind of the ones that put Spain in my head, but then, like I said, the more I've looked into it, the more I've been like, oh, that sounds pretty sick.
Well, I guess before you renounce your U.S. citizenship to to live in another country and become a citizen of their country, you probably want to check it out.
Oh yeah. That's definitely on the. I mean, this is like a 5-year plan, not like a 1-year plan. But yeah, visiting.
But these sheep,
visiting is high on the list.
Okay, but if this is a 5-year plan, I thought you said these sheep were up for sale right now. I thought it was like you got to make your decision of whether or not you're gonna buy these sheep.
Yeah, so that's exactly where I find myself, where it's like, you know, it's a 5-year plan and it sounds nice in my head, but it's like, well, now the decision comes to, is the 5-year plan worth investing in, or are these sheep my future? You see what I'm saying?
How old are you?
I am 26.
Oh, you're my age. Wow. Man, you've got you've got like way more of a life than I do, to be honest. I was not only expecting like I don't know what I was expecting, but yeah, you have way more of a life than I do. That's pretty sweet.
It does not feel that way, so I appreciate it. But
no,
again,
man,
it's one of those things where I feel.
You have a wife and I said you have a wife and a house and you're thinking about buying a sheep. That's very real to me. I think that's very real. You seem like a very real person.
Well, I appreciate that, and I guess that's also why it's so scary, though, because I feel again like I've attained what I've attained from like, listening to my elders, as it were, whatever you want to call it, and and being like, oh, okay, this is the smart way to move through life. These are the investments to make. This is, you struggle for a little bit to succeed in the long term. I mean, we're broke as shit right now trying to afford a mortgage, but I know that in the long run, some acreage out in wine country is going to be worth some some money one way or the other. So I don't know. It's the weird thing where it's like, do I continue that path and listen to like, yes, garner these sheep and keep investing in your property and do the thing? Or is it like, you know what? I'm done doing all that and I want to do what I want to do this time around. And will it work out?
What would you do in Spain?
So I'm one of the Californians that moved out to Texas. I moved out here thinking I was going to work in oil. So I grew up by the mountains and the coast and 70 and sunny all year round. So I would go to Spain and I'd live out by the coast, with the mountains and all that up in like, right above Portugal, up in, what's it called? Galicia. Just making wine, man. Just doing the same thing I'm doing here, but with a much less certain future, I guess.
Why is your future less certain in Spain than it is in Texas in terms of making wine?
Just because I don't know anybody there. I don't have I don't own land there. I don't like here. I have that support system. I have friends. I have family. I have land. I have all the stuff. And in Spain, I mean, obviously my wife would go with me, but I mean, it would just be us, trying to make a way. I mean, like I said, obviously we'd visit first and do all that, but we thought we'd have more time to kind of make that decision, and I guess we still do. But opportunities are starting to knock at our door that if we don't end up going to Spain, we would look back and feel foolish for passing up,
Why? I mean, wait. So, what opportunities are bringing you into Spain? Because it seems to me like the only time-sensitive opportunity here is the sheep, whereas Spain will hopefully still be around in 5 years.
Hey, well, I mean, they had that civil war like right before World War II, man. You never know.
Listen, man. I guess I don't know. I don't know what I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life. But it sounds to me like you still have some business left to do in Texas, and you can always move abroad later in life if that's what you really want to do.
That's true. I guess, yeah. Also, part of it is we've not that we're. Again, this is 5-year plan talk, but we've talked about like having kids and all that good stuff, and I'd kind of rather do it in a country with universal health care. So it's also like, we get a flock of sheep and we do that for 10 years, and then we're in our mid to late 30s, and then we start talking about having kids. Like, I don't know. It just
you can do that. I'm also thinking. I've planned out my entire life as well at the age of 26. I've pretty much planned out everything I'm going to do until I die.
Good for you, man. That's incredible.
Well, I mean, no, it's not at all. It's literally planning is not doing anything. Planning is just thinking. It's the least impressive. That's like if you congratulated me for planning on winning a Nobel Peace Prize. It's a nothing thing. There's nothing to congratulate at all. But you can congratulate me when I'm dead, and maybe I'll have gotten to through the full life plan. But yeah, dude, why don't you just fucking, I don't know, 26 is young. Why don't you just fuck around with some sheep, and then you can move wherever you want.
Figure it out later.
Yeah, figure it out later. You're not gonna die. I don't think you're gonna die young. You don't seem like a dying young type to me.
I thought I was at one point. I definitely went down the path of. I heard a bunch of rave talk and all that earlier in chat. That was definitely. I lived in Austin, and that was my life for a long time. But yeah, now I've definitely chilled out. Yeah, just going to raves, doing a lot of illicit substances. I mean, me and two of my buddies, we'd go in and like buy acid by the vial and all that shit. We weren't messing around with papers and intermediate. So,
I mean,
yeah, I definitely at one point thought I'd be dead at, what's 27 club or whatever, but here I am at 26 kicking, so I don't know.
I will say, if you ever do want to get back into drugs, something about being super fucked up on Molly and petting a sheep sounds pretty cool.
Ooh. Ooh. You might be onto something there, Gek.
Don't let me put any ideas in your head. Anyway, what's your name again?
I'm buying sheep. It's too late. I'm buying sheep.
What's your name again?
Settled it. Vivablix.
How can I forget? Vivablix. Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
I guess just based on what I've said already, I'd say the people around you might know what they're talking about, but that doesn't always mean it's what'll make you happy. Success is subjective.
Thanks for calling, Vivablix.
Nice chatting with you, Geg.
Hello?
Yo.
What's your name?
Steven.
What's going on, Steven?
I may have made a crucial error in a roommate decision.
Tell me more.
For background, I've been friends with I've been friends with this guy for about going on 8 years or so. We were acquainted via the religious via church, and knew him throughout high school, and eventually he ended up with needing a place. And I ended up telling him that we got a good deal at my spot, and things were fine. But he has a piece of historical memorabilia that I cannot condone.
Oh, he's a Nazi.
Yeah. He doesn't have any tattoos, but it's a very strange situation to be in. Because,
Go ahead.
Well, one, I'm of Hispanic descent. He hangs around black people. But never seen him around any Jews. Not that there are many where I live, but unfortunately, the previous roommate was Jewish, and I'm very close with him. And once this all got out, he was extremely offended, as he has the right to be. But man, it's crazy.
What exactly? Okay, you say it was a piece of historical memorabilia. What was it? Was it like a Nazi gumball machine? Was it a baseball cap? What was it?
It was a pin, I believe.
It was a pin.
He showed it to me once. I was playing Fortnite or whatever, and he showed it to me. And I don't know if he was gauging me, but I looked at it and I was shocked, and I looked back at my screen and my character's dead, and I'm like, why do you have that? And ever since then, it's been very awkward talking to him. And it's kind of like as if he was shit testing me, and I definitely didn't pass.
So wait a minute. So is this okay? I'm gonna attempt to give this man some benefit of the doubt by asking this question. Is this this is a literal this was a pin from the 1940s? Or did he did he go to Kinko's and get this made?
I think he says it has historical value. I'm assuming it is a pin from the 40s. It's just and like I said, it's upset my other friend, and he has the right to be upset.
Well, hold on. Did he?
Yeah.
Where did he even get this thing?
I think he said a vendor. I didn't really ask too many questions because I was in shock. But he said, I think he said a vendor in Branson. I assume.
Branson, Missouri.
And, yeah, and he's always been into older stuff. We bonded over like collecting Star Wars, so this is kind of a big jump.
Yeah, definitely. What's the name of that? What's the faction? The fucking
the Imperials.
Yeah, the Imperials. Definitely a Nazi pin. Definitely a jump from like an Imperial T-shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
So but I guess what I'm asking is, and I guess, is this just like this fucking thing where this guy's like, oh, this is kind of weird, or is he like, is he because I guess there's a difference between like he just has it because it's like old and weird versus he is a Nazi. Like, is he besides just this pin, do we have any information that would show that he is a Nazi?
No. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say no. But also, you start to feel some type of way. Maybe it's like there's another Hispanic person that lives with me. Maybe when he starts ignoring me, it feels a lot more, maybe there's something behind that, There's a little bit of that. There's a lot of like, because like I said, we grew up collecting antiques, going to like antique malls. But
so tell me more about your relationship with this guy, because you said you've been friends with this person for a long time.
We grew up in church. All right. I've always known his like family is like we're down south. So I've always known his family's pretty got some views, but like never to this extreme, I know like there's some like I fought in the Vietnam War, so I say the C word going on, the C word for Asian people.
Oh, I thought you meant cunt.
No.
And I was like, what does the Vietnam War have to do with
like
cunts?
The Louisiana guy from a few days ago, we can't say that down here, but we can say the slur.
Wait, you can't say cunt? Wait, you can't say cunt in Louisiana?
There was somebody on your show that said that a few days ago.
That said cunt?
He said that it was like nails on a chalkboard. Shout out that guy.
All right, whatever. Anyway, look, here's the thing. At the end of the day, okay, so you've known this guy for a long time, but but besides the pin, do you think like let's do this. How many people live in this house?
4. It's pretty spacious.
Okay, so 4 people live in this house, and are all 4 of you like friends?
I brought him into the living environment. They have ran into him previously, but not as close to what I have.
I mean, besides just like he's got this pin lying around, like do people have problems with him?
He's leaves some food around, let some ants build up, but
okay.
I mean,
well, I've done that, and I'm not a Nazi.
Yeah, but that leads me to the other part, which is like I have a friend who's Jewish, a really good friend of mine.
Okay.
Very much got upset. I didn't want there to be any, violence in my house, so I kept it from him.
Okay. I think it's fair if you say to your roommate like, "Hey, I think it's fair if you said to your roommate like, "Hey, I get that you like collecting historical memorabilia, but if you could just not wear the Nazi pin when my friend is over, that would be cool."
Yeah, I'll also say he has never worn the pin, so he has just had it in his hand. So at least, we got that going for us.
All right.
Yeah, and, he's got blonde hair and blue eyes, so it makes it a little bit more,
All right.
Do you know?
I guess I'm just like, I don't like. Do you have a? I guess it's kind of weird that he has this pin, but also, I mean, I don't I don't know if it automatically makes him a I feel like we don't have enough information about this guy. Like, we can't just make a bunch of assumptions.
Okay. Then I do ask you the second point, which is like,
okay,
yeah, my Hebrew friend, my Jewish friend, got very, very upset at me, and I do feel rightfully so. But like, it's hard to say why I kept that from him. You know,
hold
like,
on.
like,
wait a minute. By the way, I'm Jewish too, and if By the way, okay, hold on. Your friend got mad at you because your roommate has an old Nazi pin?
Yes, extremely. And
what does that have to do with you?
Well, I didn't tell him, and he was under the impression that I would tell him if something like that happened.
Was it like your friend came over? Was it like your friend came over and it was just lying in the fucking kitchen, and your friend was like, "Why the fuck do you have that in the kitchen?"
Unfortunately, another roommate told him, assuming that it wouldn't be that big a deal. And my friend has not really interacted with that particular roommate who has it. So,
okay.
You know, he kind of viewed it more, and, you know, he's saying, well, Nazis believe, like, in killing Jews, which obviously, yes, but, like...
That is kind of their whole thing.
And obviously, I don't support that
obviously
in
not.
any way, shape, or form,
Obviously
right?
not. Obviously not.
It's just... And, yeah, I'm at a standstill in my friendship because, like, I'm like, look, I don't agree with him having that, but I don't want you to, you know, act very angrily towards my friend in my house. Or, not my whoa, my roommate in my house.
Okay.
Hold on. And I was like,
here's the thing. These are these are three people. You guys got to communicate with each other here on this. All right? Because your friends, I don't know why your friend has this pin. I don't know if your friend is a history. I fucking don't know. You know, and you don't know either. And your friend is. We just don't know. We're just sitting around assuming things, and I think it's a bad way to go through life. So why don't you all sit down and have a conversation, for God's sake? If
there is something that would make you assume, it would be this pin, though. Right?
That's true. That's you know what, you're right. You are true about that. You got me on that. That is it. You are 100% correct. If there were ever something to make one assume, then that would definitely be it. You got me on that. That is true. I will give you that.
Yeah. All right. Also, we've talked before. I started a skate civil war back in the day, and yeah, that was lit.
I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah, it wasn't a memorable call. By the way, my name's Steven.
Nice to meet you, Steven. Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
Geck Nation.
Take care, man.
I'm Steven. Bye.
Hello?
What's up, Geck?
What's up? What's your name, sir?
My name's Cody.
Cody, how can I geck you today?
Well, did you see my text message or did you just get my call?
Sure. You texted me. You said something how you said getting ripped has ruined your life.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things I'll talk about.
Okay, how has getting ripped ruined your life? I've only ever heard stories of people getting ripped and it making life better for them. I've never heard of somebody who gets in shape and it makes their life worse.
So I used to be extremely ripped and shredded, and now that like I'm not anymore, it's kind of ruined my perspective on myself, because now all I want to do is get back to that point, but it's really hard to. And I
don't understand. You're not. That's not what. So I don't understand. Getting shredded has not ruined your life. Being out of shape is what you're saying is ruining your life.
But seeing, if I never were to have gotten shredded, I would have never known how good it felt. And now that I can't get back to that point, I'm sad that I can't get back there.
Okay, so you were fat. Okay, so you were fat. You were out of shape.
I wasn't fat. I was just kind of like skinny fat, like no muscle, kind of out of shape.
Okay, all right. So you were out of shape. You got in shape. Saw how good it felt to get in shape, and then fell out of shape. And now you are sad because you, at one point, knew how good life was when you were in shape, and you wish you never even knew what that was like, because now the knowledge of how good life could be has ruined your current life.
Exactly.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Why don't you just get back in shape?
Because I'm trying, but now my life is so much busier, and I have so much more distractions, and like I'm kind of like a lot more sad than I was then now. So I'll just, I'm sure you can relate to this. You kind of just sit around and eat a bunch of candy. And
what the fuck is this? What are you coming to me for?
Well, you're always.
I mean, by the way. I love you. By the way, you're 100% correct. There's not even a single modicum of a lie in what you just said. Is that what you're doing? You're sitting around eating candy?
Yeah, I kind of got addicted to eating candy and 7-Eleven food.
Yeah. No, getting in shape is horrible. I'm kind of at a point. I'll just talk about my personal journey because I'm also sad. A couple weeks ago, I went to Carvel.
What is that?
I don't know if someone tell me if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I'll just talk about it. I went to Carvel. You know Carvel? It's an ice cream place.
Oh no, I'm from the South. We don't have lots of nice things.
Okay, I went to I went alone to an ice cream place, and at this particular Carvel, everyone working there wanted to die and didn't really care about anything. So it was very easy to get extra topping by just asking for it. So what I did was I got a fucking I think they call it a concrete. It's like soft serve ice cream.
Yeah.
And they blend in a lot like Reese's cups in it. And I would just the guy he was kind of standing there like sort of lifeless, and I was like, "Can you put more Reese's cups on there?" And he put more on there, and I was like, "Hey, can you just put even more on there?" And he just kept piling them on. There was like half the cup was Reese's cups, and the other half, and he and I are both just desolate in this Carvel. And he blends it together, and I'm walking out of the Carvel, and I'm looking at it. And I think to myself, oh my God, for the next 2 minutes that it takes me to eat this thing, I get to be happy. I get to be happy for 2 minutes. How amazing is that? What a cheat code.
Tell me if you can relate. That 2 minutes you're eating it, but then you get done and you're like, I want to feel that again, but I don't know if my stomach can keep up. But you kind of risk it.
Yeah, well, that's like what addiction is. That's like alcoholism and food. It's all just like borrowing happiness from tomorrow, or I guess in this case from 2 minutes from now.
Yeah.
So I feel you. It's no easy feat to lose weight. It's not even remotely easy. We should try to
get shredded together, Gek.
Oh man, tell me why. Okay, so let's talk about this. Why was it so? Why was it so great to be shredded? Let's talk about that.
Because the amount of dopamine I could get now from eating like a Jersey Mike sandwich, I could get just from looking in the mirror, Interesting.
Okay. Did you feel better, or was it just like you enjoyed looking good?
Definitely. I used to always preach how junk food was a leading cause to addiction, your physical health. Or not, junk food was the leading cause of depression, is what I meant to say.
Do you feel as though junk food is causing you depression?
Oh yeah, no doubt. So, I'm trying to quit it again, quit the junk food, but all you can do is try again. Mm-hmm. That's what I tell myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, how did you get in shape before? What'd you do? You do fasting? You do cardio?
Well, it was a lot of cardio, but it was more of just diet. And I feel like a big portion of it, I was young and just wanted to get shredded. So I was extremely under eating. And then I lost all my body fat. And then I had nothing but to build up from there. So I could build muscle without putting on the extra weight. So even a little bit of muscle looked like a lot because I had no body fat, if that makes sense.
Okay. So why are you finding it more difficult to get in shape now than before?
Well, I was in high school then, so I had nothing really to worry about. Now I'm like about to be 21, and I live on my own, and I had a bunch of traumatic stuff go on in my life, and like now it's just kind of like easier to just say fuck it. Like I got other things to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
But I know at the same time I could easily worry about that as much as I worry about other aspects of my life.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're looking for fitness advice, you've come to the worst place humanly possible.
No, it's like I know what to do. It's all about just doing it, you know? Everyone used to come to me for the fitness advice.
Yeah. I actually ate I literally ate a bunch of ice cream right before coming on to do this podcast.
I woke up at 2 a.m. last night and went to the gas station and got
I do that. Oh, that's me. Oh yeah. That's what I'm doing.
It's kind of the best, but it's also kind of the worst.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, I can and have talked about this kind of stuff on and on and on because it's very prevalent in my life. I don't think I ever knew how to eat right. And even now, I don't know if you feel this way. I feel trapped sometimes, right? Because, like, you gotta eat. You can't just, it's not like quitting cigarettes or anything. You can't just not eat.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a version of that where you just, like, fucking eat lettuce or whatever all the time. But I feel trapped because every day I have to eat, and I know that when I go to eat, I'm going to eat too much. And I feel
not like
it's
alcohol where you just can't not drink.
Right.
Right.
But I don't know if I mean, getting shredded is being in shape is probably good. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna make that's my official opinion on this.
You can
I do not want to look at your Instagram. I do not want to look at your Instagram.
I shut it out.
No, it
doesn't matter. I don't need to.
Okay.
It doesn't.
All right.
Fuck that.
No, I don't think you need to.
Yeah, fuck that.
I mean, if you have like I don't know. Okay. Anyway. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna promote? Are you gonna get in shape again?
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best. I've been like, there's been multiple points where I've like stayed committed for like 3 months, and then I got in pretty good shape again, and then it just kind of like happened again.
I know. You know? Isn't that so fucking annoying? It's like one of the only thing like with most of life's like achievements, like most of the time when you reach a goal, you're kind of done, right? Like once you achieve, like a lot of the things I feel like I've achieved in my life, or just like in general, when you achieve them, they remain achieved for the rest of your life. You know, if you win the bronze medal at the Olympics or whatever, no one can ever take the medal away. No, but you can't be unachieved, right? But if you get your like body, like the goal of getting your body a certain way, it fades like almost immediately. You have to keep grinding forever.
You have to make it a lifestyle.
You have to make it a lifestyle. So annoying.
There was something else I was excited to talk to you about too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Recent thing I texted you.
Go ahead.
I texted you saying that I'm scared I might be becoming a wook. If you know what a wook is.
Tell us what a wook is.
A wook is basically a rave festival, like druggie.
You're afraid you might be becoming. You're afraid you might be becoming a druggie.
No. I don't like do drugs like every day or anything like that. But I'm like, you know what Bonnaroo is?
Sure, I performed at Bonnaroo back in 2022.
Really, I went to Bonnaroo this past year, 24, and
yeah, Bonnaroo rocks.
I went there, and it was my first rave, and it was my first time trying a bunch of drugs. And ever since then, I've been to like 5 more raves, and I've done the same drugs every time, and I love it. It's so much fun.
Okay, so what are you afraid of?
It's not necessarily a good thing to be going out every week in the raves and getting extremely high on hard substances, is it?
Are you going out every weekend and going to raves?
A lot of weekends I am.
Okay. Are you afraid? You said you've only been to 5 of them?
Yeah, but it's kind of a lot. I mean, Bonnaroo was only like 2 months ago. That's like every other weekend.
You've been to 5. Okay, so you go out to a rave every other weekend.
Yeah, there's been a few back-to-back weekends, but I'm going to one in New Orleans in like 2 weekends.
Okay.
That'll be
so
probably next time.
You're afraid you're doing too many drugs?
Yeah, a little bit.
What kind of drugs?
It's mainly like cocaine and Molly.
Molly's fun. I mean, you probably shouldn't do it every weekend. Yeah, you probably shouldn't do it every weekend.
Well, Molly's kind of harder to find, but it's also cheaper than cocaine. So it's like, pick your battles.
Well, I don't know, man. What do you want me to tell you?
I don't know, Gecko. I just wanted to talk to you. I'm so happy to be talking to you, honestly. I've been listening to your stream for like 4 years.
I'm sorry I'm like literally of no help at all on any of this.
Are you geeked? Is that the problem?
Is what the problem?
Are you geeked?
What does that mean?
Are you geeked?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Like, I know you get geeked sometimes before a stream.
You can't. You need to explain what that means.
Like, are you a little high?
No, I'm not a little high.
No.
Are you a little high?
No, I'm at work. I've been like installing sinks all day. There was some dude that was on like one of your previous streams that was talking about how he was a plumber and you were kind of dogging on him for it.
What do you mean I was dogging on him for it? Hold on. What did I say?
I forget. You were... it might have been the dude that dealt with like dead animals. Like he what did he do? He cremated dead animals and then he became a plumber. Yeah, it was that guy. And then you made it seem like working with like becoming a plumber was worse than cremating dead animals.
I think like I wasn't dogging. Hold on. I wasn't dogging on him for it. I
would much rather do what I do than cremate someone's cat.
Listen, I wasn't dogging on him for it. I think it's a respectable profession, but objectively, it's not desirable to work with diarrhea.
But I don't work with... You said the same thing to him, and we're both going to have the same response. We don't work with diarrhea. We give birth to toilets, is what you said.
Okay.
I was in there... When you called me, I was actually installing a toilet, and then I was going to shit in it after I installed it.
That's pretty cool.
Now I'm in the porta potty, so I'll probably just stay in here after I get off the phone.
You're in a porta potty right now?
I'm in a porta potty.
What's it smell like?
It's like... It hasn't been here that long, so there's a slight aroma of piss, but mainly it just smells like a urinal cake.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
There's one more thing I wanted to say to you.
Sure, go ahead.
I've always wanted. So you know how you're sponsored by BarkBox?
Yeah, sure.
And you say that if you were a dog, you would eat the whole bag, but since you're not a dog, you can't.
I have ever since I was a kid. Yeah, I like there used to be these things called bacon strips, which are like little dog treats that smell like bacon. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was like bacon.
And I used to think like, oh, if I were a dog, this would taste really good. And yeah, BarkBox has stuff like that.
Dog treats are safe for humans. My grandpa used to eat them.
Wait, is that the thing you wanted to tell me?
Yeah. So you can actually eat the whole bag if you want to. You don't have to.
I do not. Listen, if I'm speaking as a representative of the company, I do not recommend humans consume their products.
Well, it's just like they make them safe for humans to eat because they know.
And I'll say this: even if I were speaking freely, even if I wasn't speaking as a informal representative of the company, I also, as an unpaid individual, would not recommend eating dog food. And you can put me on the record as that.
Okay. So if you get
anything else?
No, I have nothing. Left pocket dog shit. Lettuce Bonnaroo 2024. TikTok Riz Party. If you know
I'll
what you
try to eat. Listen. I'll try to eat. I was gonna. You know what I was gonna do just now? I was gonna say to you, I'll try to eat better if you will, but I'm not. And I don't like. I really don't like giving empty promises to people, so I'm not gonna. I was only really doing it because I thought it would be a nice way to end this call, but I don't. It would just be an empty promise. I'm gonna continue probably to eat shitty. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get any questions from the chat.
No.
No. Okay. Love you, Gek. Thank you for calling me.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
You too. I have nothing.